Hello, divas. Good afternoon. I am enjoying the most beautiful weather, pure springtime energy, soaking it up. I'm just sitting outside while my babies are resting. And I decided to put on lipstick today, which I never ever do. But I love lipstick, and it's something that I personally love, but throughout my life, for whatever reason, I've gotten negative feedback about it, like whether it's from my husband, who really doesn't like lipstick, or other people, or just people being like, oh wow, you're wearing lipstick. So I'm embracing my love of red lipstick and sequins on my shirt, and I feel great. So today I'm back on discussing the Soul Couture brand and the process of finding your real inner voice and bringing it out very clearly, very confidently, and with a lot of joy into your brand, all across all the different dimensions and aspects of your brand. So that's not just the physical aesthetic of your brand, meaning the logo and the colors and the design, but also going into the voice and the energy and the whole aura of your brand. That's what we're really talking about. So last week I spoke in a couple of videos about using Pinterest for branding, a couple of tips on that, and how I love to use Pinterest as an extension of my own brand and as an opportunity and as a tool for showing people a little bit beyond my own design aesthetics, what I love and what I connect to, and how I express myself through other people's work too, which is important and a very powerful way of connecting to your ideal client, and also just giving yourself and others inspiration. So Pinterest is a wonderful tool. I spoke about that, and we also spoke about using archetypes, and we spoke about some logos and how they are tapping into universal archetypes and symbolism, and that's really cool and something that we do discuss and explore and have a lot of fun with in the Soul Couture brand experience. And today I wanted to speak with you about this concept that you are your brand, because I see that a lot online in the whole female entrepreneur world, and also just the branding world in general. That's catchphrase, but more so I think in the female business realm for some reason. Maybe because so many of us are solopreneurs and we are building brands around our passions, and it's really true that we are our business, we are our brand. That's why, being in touch with who we really are and taking care of ourselves is so key for our business, because we are our business. But I want to go deeper with this idea of you are your brand, because there's a lot of potential to tap into with that. And from the things that I've seen out there, at least what I've been exposed to, there's probably a lot more. Some of them kind of kept it pretty shallow. So for example, they may talk about tapping into your passions, tapping into things that you love, tapping into your own personal style, your talents and hobbies, and infusing your style into your brand. And that's one layer of it, and that is so important, and I hope that everybody will at least be doing that in their branding, because otherwise, as we spoke about at length in this group, but also on some of the videos that I did, if you're not doing that, you are really just going to get lost in the sea of brands, and you're not going to really be able to connect to your ideal client, because they won't recognize you, because you're essentially hiding behind a trend or behind what others like, or things that you think are sort of the standard for the business or the niche that you're in. So on that one layer, of course you want to put your personality into your brand, and that is part of you are your brand. But going deeper than that, taking it to the next level, my understanding of it and what I really want to tap into for my clients, especially in the Soul Couture brand experience, but any work that I'm doing with them, we're really thinking about how you are your brand in a much more energetic sense, in a much more holistic sense. So when I tell people you are your brand, what I'm really talking about is you as a whole being. Everything that you are, everything that you're thinking, everything that you are creating, that you're attracting, that you're emitting, that's your brand. So it's not just about, how you're putting your personality and your sort of external passions and traits and stuff into your brand, but deeper than that, it's about understanding that you literally are your brand, and that is so empowering and so beautiful. And the reason for that is when you understand that and you really begin to embrace it and cultivate your self-love and cultivate your own inner joy and life in true alignment with what you love and what you stand for and your mission in life and what you really want to accomplish in your life. When you're in complete alignment with that and showing it through your brand, that is pure power. And that is a kind of brand that is unforgettable, unmistakable, and really speaks to people on a very heart level, on a very energetic level. So you are your brand is, so much more than it might seem. And the reason I wrote originally that it's not as easy as people would have you believe in the branding world. It's easy to say, oh, I like flowers, so I'm gonna put flowers into my branding. Or I am, sorry, had a call. Or I enjoy skiing, so I'm gonna tie that into my brand. Or I'm a funny person, so my voice is gonna be funny. So all of that is wonderful and encouraged, of course, but beyond that, it's understanding that everything that you put out there is part of your brand. So whatever you're sharing online, but not just that, it's energetic, it's a vibrational thing. So whatever you're sharing with the universe through your thoughts, through your dreams, through your vision, and through your life is your brand. And this just encourages you to live your life and adore your life and show yourself fully in your work and not be ashamed of any of it, whether it's something that you perceive as a flaw, working on that, working on embracing your flaws. I mean, think about Madonna, who has the space, the gap between her teeth. That became a trademark thing for her. And I just thought of that randomly, but it's funny because some people might have thought, well, that's a flaw. And it is a physical thing, but it became a trademark signature part of her message by saying, I'm not going to go get my teeth fixed. I'm not going to change who I am. I'm going to change the status quo. And that is part of her rebellious image in her branding, which I don't think is a ploy. I think that's really who she is. And that's why she's had so much star power and staying power, because she really followed her inner voice and her inner mission. And this brings me to this much bigger, deeper level where I think you are your brand really is rooted in. So the clients that I work with, the women that I am here to serve, are on a mission, each one her own unique mission, but all part of the divine feminine uprising. And I talk about this all the time, but we are in a time of monumental shifts. It's obvious to me, and I think to a lot of other people. To some people, they may not be able to articulate exactly what's happening, but you can sense that something is changing, and it's happening universally. It's not just in the business world, of course, but I'm here to serve female entrepreneurs who are leaders of the divine feminine uprising. So when I think about you are your brand in that context, it's bringing in your much bigger picture and who you are on a much more soul vibration level than just you in your life and your current reality and your current passions or talents or strengths and hobbies, etc., and preferences and style, but it's actually thinking about yourself as an agent of change and bringing that into the brand in really profound ways. That's what you are your brand means to me, and that's what I want to really nourish and nurture and cultivate with my clients through their whole brand, visually, not just visually, but of course the whole energy of the brand and content and where they're showing up and how they are showing up. So when I really think about it and I really tap into a person and their brand, I see them as their being, not just who they are and what I see in front of me and the work that they are doing currently, but I really see to the root of their soul, and I see to their divine calling and their unique gift and powers that they have to fulfill that. And it's really, really tapping into it. It's really tuning into it. It's really listening to it and honoring it, and then carrying that through in your brand. So that is what you are your brand means to me. And this is sacred work. It's not just about creating a logo. It's not just about making something look beautiful and finding your ideal client. It's so much deeper, and it's really an opportunity for us in the branding process, because it's a journey and it's a whole process. It's a wonderful opportunity to connect to our core and to connect to our role in the divine feminine uprising. And during that process, what actually ends up happening is things become much more clarified for you through, grappling with, what colors do I want to use? What voice do I want to speak with? Where do I want to show up? And who am I speaking to and why? And it's really going down to the essence of your mission as the driving force in your brand, and then translating all of that into a whole package that literally attracts and magnetizes your ideal client, who is not just, sort of the person who you want to work with because of various reasons, but we really find the women or the families or the men or whoever it is, the animals, that you want to work with at that really soul level. So it's such a beautiful process, and it's a lot more than you are your brand just because of your style and the things that you enjoy doing. That's so important, so beautiful to tie in. But I really encourage you to begin thinking about what it really means that you are your brand, and on an energetic, vibrational level, what you're putting out there through everything that represents your business, which is your brand. What tone are you using? Are you putting out things that are lackluster? And there's a reason. There's always a reason for something. If you're putting something out there, whether it's your website or even a picture, and it's not really up to par, or it's not really on brand, there's a reason that you're doing that. And we all do it. And what is that saying? What message is that carrying? And is it really honoring you at that really core energetic level? So I'm going to enjoy this stunning weather. I'm going to just relax with my babies, and I'm working on my website now. This is something I've been waiting for the right time. I feel like now is a really good time to do this more creative, expressive work. I have really cool ideas, and for me the challenge is finding the tools, like the technology, and also the people with the skills to be able to translate the ideas that I have in my head for my brand into reality. But I know they're out there, and I'm gonna find them. And I also developed a new program that I am just writing, and I mean, it's already done. I already have it. I downloaded it. It's called Brand Orgasm. So some of you I shared it with already, and it's all about, having a brand that literally gets you off, that makes you so fucking happy and makes you feel like you are on cloud nine. Not because it's so beautiful only, but also because it just feels so right, and it just gets it, and it nails it, and it literally expresses the passion that you have for your work. So that's what a brand orgasm is to me. And I'm coming up with 3 separate offerings to work with women who are really ready to reignite their passion for their business and begin exploring their sexy brand. So many of us have become sort of brand zombies. I think of it, we've kind of conformed to the standards, even online web stuff, like there's limitations just because a lot of web developers, I think, maybe don't think so much outside of the box when it comes to female entrepreneurs. We don't demand enough in terms of creativity, web design wise, and we also don't know to, because I haven't seen many people who are doing really radical, out of the box kind of things in the business world. So I'm really changing that paradigm and starting with my own website, which will be coming soon. And Brand Orgasm is all about finding your brand sexy and finding the sex appeal, that raw, like just, honest, like let's just get to it. I'm not hiding behind anybody else. I'm not hiding behind some safe design scheme. I am here to show who I am, and that translates into my work, that translates into my being, into my life, into everything that I do, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. And I want my website to just be the outermost representation of how I live my life. So I'm going to head out now, guys, and if you have any questions, thoughts, ideas about "you are your brand," that catchphrase, I'd love to hear. Sending love. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye.